I need to remake the video for my weekly numbers this week because I ran an extra load today that I wasn't planning on running. So I'm adding an extra $570 for the week because of this load that I ran up to Sheboygan. So I was at $1,590 as my gross for those 3 loads. I'm now at $2,160 gross. I did good on tolls today because with the camper I didn't hit any tolls, which was good. But I did hit tolls on my deadhead to Indiana and then my deadhead home from Wisconsin. I could have avoided tolls, but it would have added a lot of extra time, so I didn't do that. But total for the week now for tolls was $145.35. Total for fuel, I had originally $228.78, and I added $156.55 today. So it's like a little over $380 for the week in fuel. I had $100 that I take out for maintenance, $30 for insurance that I remove for each week, and then I had $140 in expenses for the battery and the 7-prong extension cord that I bought, so I had to take that out. What I'm left with at the end of the after all the expenses is $1,359.32. I worked about 42 hours, so not too great this week. 4 short loads. The highest paying one was $570. So I had the two Sheboygans that paid $570. Madison paid $560, and then I had a Sterling, Illinois that paid $460. So usually, if I can get a longer one in, like Green Bay, that'll pay $700 or so. That usually helps. Or like Wisconsin Rapids that paid $770. Those are the ones that kind of buffer those numbers a little bit. But not too bad. I mean, it's still, the gross was decent. I had to take that $140 out for the extra material cost this week. Otherwise, I would have been, right at $1,500, which probably would sound a lot better. Continuing to try to watch fuel. It's going down. I just got fuel just now for $2.81 with my Open Roads fuel app. So that'll definitely help put some money back in our pockets as transporters or just hot shutters in general. When the cost of fuel goes down, as long as the load pay doesn't go down, that's just money back in our pockets. And then my other biggest expense really is just tolls. I gotta figure out the tolls because I was just looking, and at over the last 30 days, I'm at like almost $850 in tolls that I've paid out. So that's a big expense. Worth noting that my work truck is in there, but it's not really getting driven right now, so there's not much as far as tolls on that. And then my wife's car also comes out, but she doesn't drive on the highway much. She doesn't have to do that for her work. She works right down the road from where we live, so other than like running to see family and stuff, I'd be willing to bet out of that $850 over the last 30 days, maybe 50 of that is my work truck and my wife's car. So I would say $800 over the last 30 days in tolls. I don't get reimbursed on tolls, so that's an actual expense. I do get to write it off, so that there's benefit there. But if you're looking at, let's say you make $10,000 gross a month, you're probably can take almost 10% of that, 8%, 10% for tolls, and then you're looking at 20% of that, sometimes 25% of it going to fuel. So then 5% for insurance and maintenance. So you're right around 50% is what you're left with after expenses. So you made $5,000 if you gross 10. Something to think about. Just trying to go over the numbers. I know some of the bigger companies will reimburse you for loaded tolls. So that's obviously something to factor in. because they do get expensive, and at least in Illinois they charge you more when you're towing a trailer. So I know when I leave like Coachman, they almost always route me towards the tollway because it's right there. I'm gonna continue to watch that and just see like how much extra time it takes to not take the tollway. If it's like 10 minutes here or there, then I think that's probably worth it, because it's adding up. An expense that's worth watching. So that's really, you know, when you're making a certain amount per load or per mile, you know, you just have to find ways to increase your profits and lower your spending so that you can keep more of it in your pocket. But let me know what you think. Sorry about having to make the video twice. But at least the numbers got up there a little bit. Got that gross over 2,000 like I like to. Put a little bit extra money in my pocket. Help cover that extra expense this week of the 7-prong and extra battery. But you know, if you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment, and we'll continue to make these videos.